Yo, welcome back to a brand new video here on the second channel. Today we're going to be looking at decks that are doing well in Japan and what Japan is doing with all of their new cards. Of course, Japan does have the new cards early as they get to play the new format before we do. We have the new format in like April, so we have a bit of a ways to go, but Japan does get to play the new format pretty early here, so we get to kind of see what they've been doing, what decks have been winning tournaments over in Japan, and just kind of the talk of what is doing good in Japan right now, getting an early look into the new format. I will leave a link down below to the website if you want to go check it out and read it for yourself. So first off, we got Miraidon EX, which a lot of people are expecting to be a very good card. Of course, Miraidon EX has the ability where you're allowed to accelerate 2 basic landing Pokemon on your bench. So we got some lists here. The first list, of course, uses Raichu V. We got a Regieleki, and it still has Flaffy alongside one copy of Ampharos EX. So basically just an attacking a lightning deck with the Miraidon. You have the one of Raichu. Raichu V is looking really, really good in the Miraidon deck as it is allow you to kind of have this big one-shot attacker. You can build it up with the new Lightning Turbo Max Elixir card, and you can Flaffy to it. So definitely looking to be a pretty good card. I guess one of the cool things with Miraidon, whatever you want to say, you're able to actually thin out your deck of basics, and then you can start doing that Max Elixir Lightning card, which is really, really cool. I think the biggest weakness that we've seen with Miraidon, obviously fighting Pokemon will be good again, and I mean, as you can see, there really isn't anything this deck can do if it plays against, like, Urshifu. I mean, I guess you can one-shot an Urshifu with, like, a Raichu or something, but definitely could be scary. Could also be susceptible, like, hand disruption, even with that, like, Greninja. Another list here, this one actually uses 2 Raichus, but instead of Drapion and Regieleki Lumineon, we actually have the bad Regieleki, allowing you to get an item or trainer back, and also being able to snipe the opponent for 120. We have another list here using Emolga with a Fur Tree cost, and it also has the ability to, I think, paralyze the opponent on a coin flip, which can be pretty funny. This list actually uses 4 Miraidon and also plays Avery. The Avery could be, I guess, really good for Lost Box and also for the Mirror Match. Which is really cool. Lost Box has to bench Comfies now. They have to bench like 3 or 4 Comfies a turn, and Avery can really cripple that. And I like how they added a water energy in the deck so they can actually use Lumineon as an option to build up with Flaffy. I kind of like this list quite a bit, actually. We got another list here. This one utilizes Regieleki VMAX. Regieleki VMAX seems to be really good with Miraidon, as you are able to use Regieleki's ability to allow it to do 30 more damage, which will allow your Miraidon to go from 220 damage to 250 to 280, and then with, like, Choice Belt, you're hitting, like, pretty high numbers on V-Stars and VMAXs. We got another Regieleki list here. Just a couple more Regieleki lists. This is an interesting list. This one actually uses a Drapion V-Star in it. This one has the brand new Pachirisu in it, which is kind of cool. This one also has 2 Pachirisus alongside that bad Regieleki, as we like to call it, and this one has Raikou. But yeah, Lightning Box is looking pretty good. Obviously, we see this one here with the 1/1 Magnezone. Magnezone's really cool, actually, because basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to snipe 2 Pokemon on the bench for 90. So this can be really good against Lost Box, where you can just knock out like 2 Comfies or something, which is pretty deadly. So really, really liking that Magnezone V-Star card in this deck. This one's playing Luxray V, which is kind of cool. So there's quite a few Miraidon lists. As you can see, there's other lists here that they have from, like, Twitter and whatnot. I think Regieleki definitely seems, this one I like. This is a very streamlined list, just utilizing the Regieleki VMAX with the Miraidon to be able just, like, try to maximize damage. I mean, you could even see a world where, like, you play Radiant Eternatus in the deck as a way to build up your thing, because as you can see, this list actually only plays 1 Flaffy. It's actually optimizing the 15 Lightning, so really trying to capitalize on that Turbo Lightning card, which is really cool to see. So definitely really cool to see Miraidon take off, and I'm excited to play it. Obviously, its biggest weakness will be fighting, and like a lot of lists you're looking at here don't really have a good answer to fighting, so definitely the deck's biggest Achilles heel will be fighting decks, as like fighting just walks all over it. We can move on now to Ampharos, which I'm pretty sure is going to be very much the same as the Miraidon. As you can see, like, we've already seen this list. But Ampharos does do a lot of damage, and that is always good. I think it's just kind of the same thing, right? Just the same Miraidon lists. But this one plays 2 Ampharos. Yeah, Ampharos does like 280 for the its main attack, right? And that's still going to knock out the V-Star. So I guess kind of the concept here is you have that early game aggression with the Miraidon and Regieleki, and then you can use Ampharos as like a big late game one-shot attacker instead of having to rely solely on your basic, because Ampharos is extremely tanky. As you can see, it's got like 330 HP. It's super bulky, so I kind of like the Ampharos as like a good backup attacker. I think most of the Miraidon lists should probably play the Ampharos. I don't know if it really works by itself, but definitely a really good attacker in that deck. Next up is Gardevoir. I'm sure this is all the one that you all wanted to see, is how do Gardevoir lists look like right now in Japan? Of course, we do have Gardevoir here. Gardevoir, this one is a straightforward build using Gallade and the Zacian V. The cool thing about the Zacian V is it does actually synergize really well with Skyseal Stone. This list actually a little bit more teched out, playing cards like Cheryl and Clara, Roxanne. It's got the Seal Stone, Cross Switcher, Avery, Cynthia, just a ton of different supporter variety, which is kind of cool to see. So that's kind of neat. So definitely really cool there. And this list here does utilize a little bit more of, I guess, like the... I wouldn't call it like the mainstream build, but this one definitely seems more like kind of just straightforward. You got the Weird Ear in the deck with the Skyseal Stone. You got the Clef Key to slow your opponent down. We kind of slowly build up Curlios and Guardies in the background. It does play 3 Gardevoir EX and also has the Gardevoir and the Gallade split. And you have the Radiant Serena to heal. So basically with Gardevoir's ability, you attach to your Psychic Pokemon, they take 20, and then you can Radiant Serena and heal that 20. So it's like a free energy attachment, essentially. I think the Radiant Serena is really cool. It actually might help your Lost Box matchup too, which is kind of cool. So kind of like right off the bat, you have like a potential easier time into Lost Box because you have the Serena already in the deck. And this one also plays the Cross Switcher, which is kind of cool. So pretty neat to see that. We got some other lists here. This one utilizes the Unknown V. I don't know if y'all can see that. I might be able to open up this image here. This takes me to Twitter. This actually uses Unknown V in the deck, which is really cool. This one does play a lot more basics. You can see the Unknown V, you see the Zacian, and you see the Weird Ear and the Drapion, just kind of going for an all-in-one package. I actually really like the idea of maybe playing Drapion in the Gardevoir deck, because it does allow you to have a better matchup against Mew. I don't know if Gardevoir can really beat Mew. Mew is fast. Even with, like, Klefki, like, I think Mew can still beat Gardevoir, or at the very least, like, out-tempo it. So I think maybe having that Drapion fixes the Mew matchup a little bit. So I do kind of like that. This build here, once again, kind of utilizing a very similar engine here. This one playing actually Cresselia. This is not the good Cresselia, though, that you would all assume to be the one. It's actually the one that actually moves up the 2 damage from all your Pokemon. So that's really cool. So that's a really cool tech card. The Cresselia moving the 20 damage around the board. This one actually opting for the Forest Seal Stone over the Sky Seal Stone. So that's kind of cool to see. Definitely a really interesting Gardevoir list. This one here actually has a bunch of different Gardevoirs. As you can see, this one actually uses Radiant Gardevoir, which, funny enough, also gets the ability to attack the opponent. I don't think there's anything crazy. This one has, like, Echoing Horn, I see there. You got some Pokestops in the deck. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, really, really interesting build. This one, I think, is trying to more attack with the Guardi EX more than anything else. And I guess you just play Klefki here. You can also attack with the Shining Arcana Gardevoir, too. Yeah, this one. I kind of like this build of Gardevoir. Like, I think you still maybe want to play the Drapion, but this build here, I like being able to use that Weird Ear, having access to the double Klefki is really neat, too. So I kind of like this build. Even having access to Judge is nice. I actually think Judge could be good in the Gardevoir engine, because if you're already playing like a million Curlias, like, you can go Judge, and then you still have like 2 or 3 Curlias in a turn, plus maybe Gardevoir with Shining Arcana to draw you cards. So kind of decent there. Ooh, this list is spicy. I see a Whimsicott VSTAR. I like that. Whimsicott VSTAR seems like a really cool tech card. Not only can you use its Trick Wind attack to disrupt the opponent, let me see if I can show you the whole list, yeah. But you can also utilize that VSTAR power Fluffball Stars. So really, really cool Gardevoir list there. I kind of like that. That's cool. The Whimsicott ideas, kind of neat for sure. But yeah, we have a lot of Guardian lists. This one I like, too. I think a lot of people have been kind of eyeing up the idea of playing Gardevoir with Bayonet EX alongside maybe Mewtwo V-Union. Gardevoir with Mewtwo V-Union does seem to be an idea that people are talking about. Obviously, Mewtwo V-Union is able to be built up in a single turn with the Gardevoir. This build is actually a little bit more streamlined, actually only playing 6 Psychics. So kind of the idea of this deck, I think, is you kind of just Bayonet your opponent to death while you kind of slowly work towards your Mewtwo, which is kind of cool. This deck doesn't play any Adventurous Discovery or Burnett, which is a little... I actually didn't think it would play a Peonia. So I kind of think you maybe want to put a Peonia in here, too, to maybe improve the list a little bit more to find it. Because you can actually Discovery and then use Curly to discard Mewtwo pieces. So I think it should play, like, Peonia and that, too. And this one also utilizing that Mewtwo V-Union. I don't know, Mewtwo V-Union definitely could be good in this, but once again, this list doesn't play any Peonia or anything, which I think you should definitely be putting Peonia. If you're playing Mewtwo V-Union, definitely play a Peonia. Even if it's kind of like your late-game hitter, yeah, I think the deck should probably play a Peonia. This one kind of using Banette and Zacian. Going back to the Mewtwo. Once again, we don't see any Peonias. Yo, where's the Peonias at? What are you doing? Put them in. But yeah, no, I do like these Guardy lists. This one too, Gardevoir Shadow Rider. I know a lot of people are kind of eyeing up the idea of a Gardevoir Shadow Rider deck. Shadow Rider and Gardevoir both have energy acceleration in their abilities, so you're really able to kind of accumulate a ton of energy at once. So that's kind of neat. Really cool to see Gardevoir Shadow Rider. We'll have to see if that ends up being good. I mean, having a 3-prizer isn't great, though, so that could be a problem. We'll see if there's any other Banette lists here that don't use Gardevoir. Yeah, Banette, we've already looked at these lists here. Is there any Banette list without the Gardevoir? It looks like they're all just utilizing the Gardevoir, which I guess makes sense. I mean, Banette's just kind of bad without, like, Gardevoir, I guess. So this one, okay, this one doesn't use. It's actually Shadow Rider Banette. I like that. You can Banette your opponent to death while you kind of build up energy for Shadow Rider. I kind of like maybe playing the weirdier in this deck, though, to have access to, like, a big late game attack, but it's not bad. Yeah, this one's got Radiant E-Turn Banette. Actually, a 1/1 Banette with the Shadow Rider, so that's kind of cool. Got a list right here. Take a little quick peek at it here. Yeah, the Shadow Rider Banette once again. Yeah, I like it. Shadow Rider Banette doesn't seem bad. You can kind of just sit back, build up energy while you're kind of item locking your opponent. Another build here using that Radiant E-Turn. Yeah, I kind of like it. So it's kind of cool. I might be looking at the same list, by the way, that we've already seen. Yeah, we might already be looking at the list we've already seen here from the pictures, but it is what it is. Yeah, Banette's looking kind of cool. Is there any other Banette list, or is all Shadow Rider Banette? Arceus Banette, that's interesting. I kind of like that. Arceus Banette's kind of cool. This one, yeah, Control. This is like a control deck here. You see the Pidgeot, the Spidops, kind of cool. We got the Alakazam. Zoroark with Banette. Banette and Zoroark's kind of fascinating. Would that ever be good? Would that ever fix a matchup? I don't know. Kind of like that idea. That seems kind of cool. We got the Spidops decks here, of course. Spidops looking pretty cool. Right off the bat, we see Spidops with Leafeon. Obviously, a good combo. Spidops basically replacing Galarmine, which is rotating. As you can see, they got no Galarmine as it does rotate out of the format. Pretty straightforward build. The Barrel Engine with Spidops. Yeah, this one here utilizing the Zoroark. I like that. Zoroark package with Spidops. I wonder in this deck you can actually play more stage 1s. It doesn't seem like a bad idea to maybe fit some more stage 1s in the deck to maybe improve some of your matchups, but I don't hate the idea. This one, I like Cricketune. Leafeon V-Star is kind of cool. Yeah, I like this. I like this build, too. I like that Zoroark build quite a bit, too. We got that Spidops control deck. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Gyarados is fascinating. I think Gyarados would actually have been a decent archetype if we still had Frostmoth, but because it rotates, a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, you got to play it with Palkia. The problem with Palkia, though, is that Palkia, you have to Star Portal onto the Gyarados and attach a double turbo, or at the very least already have your Gyarados powered up. So, I mean, it technically could work. The other issue is Gyarados loses Galarian Zigzagoon, which means, because Gyarados actually does like 360 damage if your opponent's active has damage on it, but without Goon in the format, you can't even Goon to the active. You have to play like Hawlucha, or in this case, Radiant Blastoise. So, I'm not sold on Gyarados. Still going to do a video on it, but Palkia Gyarados has to be the way to play it, because Frostmoth rotated. Gyarados honestly would have been playable if Frostmoth still existed. Like, I actually really like Gyarados. I also really like the full art. Like, look at that. Like, the full art terrestrial cards look so beautiful. I just really don't like how Gyarados just lost, like, basically the only good ways to play it. This is a fascinating build, actually utilizing Cryogonal with, like, 18 waters. So that's kind of cool. Maybe that'll be an interesting way to play Gyarados. I don't hate that, actually. Cryogonal Gyarados doesn't seem terrible. Funny enough, you have to evolve from Magikarp, so you kind of have to get those, like, especially against Lost Box. But I don't know, man. I don't hate the idea of Gyarados with Cryogonal. I don't know. I definitely like it quite a bit. Wait, yo, a Lost Zone Gyarados deck? Yo, Japan, bro, they just have the spiciest decks. I love it, bro. This, like, immediately looks like a really fascinating list, bro. Gyarados with friggin' the Lost Zone engine. Now, that is a cool deck. That's a cool deck. Actually, let me get the card cover and look off the screen. Hold on. Look, I'm sponsored by them. It's kind of taking up a lot of space on the screen. Kind of makes it look more cluttered, but, yeah, that's cool. Giratina with Gyarados. Would you ever be able to build that up? I mean, you have Mirage Gate. I feel like a lot of your Mirage Gates are committed to Giratina, though. The good thing with Gyarados, though, is you actually use Sableye with it. And it does play a Hawlucha, as you can see. The Hawlucha's beside the Magikarp. It's a really cool idea. It's just kind of slow, though. I mean, I guess you can go, like, attach Mirage Gate. Mirage Gate? I guess that would work. Yeah, attach Mirage Gate, Mirage Gate. I wonder if Lost on Gyarados actually is good and you just don't play Giratina. Because actually, the idea of playing Sableye with Gyarados doesn't seem bad, because you can set up damage for the Gyarados, and you just build over 2 Mirage Gates. That actually doesn't seem like a bad deck. What the heck? Yo, that's spicy. I love it, bro. That's spicy. That's a really spicy deck. I love it. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. All right, we got Arcanine. Arcanine is kind of like Reshizard, where, you know, it's got that big outrage attack, big damage attack, so could be all right. We got Arcanine here with some fire support cards. Obviously, we got Basin to build up, Delphox, Entei, Heatran. Couple. You know, we got the new Rev Turbo card. I forgot what that's called. The one that discards energy draws up to 6. It's probably the best way to play it. We got another build here. Actually, utilizing the Gardevoir engine. I like that. That's cool. Different take. Actually, got the Rapidash too. Rapidash with Arcanine could be really good too, because you can actually do even more damage on top of the damage you already do. I really like that. And then this one here, more straightforward, just not even plain Rapidash. Just kind of a Barrel and Charizard and Entei. And Cast Form in that deck. Cool. I like it. I like the Rapidash. Oh my god. We got... Oh man, this card right here. Now, Jay Gearhart's been hyping this card up. I'm not sure I'm sold on it, but I could be wrong. It is kind of tanky. It does work with Cheryl and Sharon's Care and attacks for a single energy. So I don't know. Could be good. I mean, I guess it's like a little like single prize, or not single, like colorless control-y type deck. You got the Miltank in there. Honestly, you could probably play this card with Yveltals. Like, you could play this and then also put Yveltals in your deck for like disruption. Let's see if anyone catches on to that idea. Yo, the Lost Zone engine with it, bro. All right, now that's crazy, bro. Oh man, Lost Zone engine. Seen it all. I think that's the Lost Zone engine list, right? Yeah, it is. That's spicy. All right, that's pretty spicy. I can't lie. Oh man, crazy list out here. Magnezone is going to be interesting. Imagine we're just going to see it like with Miraidon and stuff. If I were to take a guess. Yeah, we got Miraidon, Magnezone. Magnezone's kind of unique, though. All right, yo, Magnezone. All right, now that's thinking outside the box. Magnezone with Magnezone. Because Magnezone VSTAR, once again, being able to get rare candies to get your Magnezone EXs into play seems pretty cool. I really like that idea. Using Magnezone VSTAR as a support way to get your Magnezone EX. You're kind of using one Magnezone to get another Magnezone into play. That is actually really cool. That is a really cool deck. And also, you can use Magnezone VSTAR's VSTAR powered and take knockouts on, like, Pokemon like Routes and Comfies and Mareeps and stuff. I love it. I'm sold on that. That's just too cool. That's actually so cool. Because, yeah, Magnezone can, like, attack for, like, 1 energy, which is, like, really, really cool. And you can, like, heal it. This one got Flying Pikachu. Doesn't seem bad. Obviously, Pikachu could be good against Lost Box, even though Sableye still kind of gives you issues because Parasol rotated. Jolteon Magnezone, kind of cool. All right. Yo, people are really thinking outside the box. I love it, bro. That Magnezone VSTAR deck looks really sick. All right, Leafeon. We're probably going to be looking at the same thing here. The Leafeon Spidops deck. Yeah, I don't think there's anything crazy with Leafeon. There's another way to play. Yeah, it's just, yeah, kind of already looked at those lists already. Heatran. Wait, what? Yo, no way we're looking at Heatran decks here in 2023. Apparently, Heatran VMAX is a thing that people in Japan are building right now. Lost Zone Heatran. I don't hate it. Would it even be good right now? Water's not popular. I mean, I guess you have to worry about Lumineon Greninja, but, like, they ain't one-shotting you. Lost Zone Heatran. Why do I weirdly like that, bro? That's the only Heatran list? That was like one list. Alright, yeah. I mean, hey, thinking outside the box. We'll take it. Alright, Palkia. Now, we're going to look at some spicy lists here, because I know that Palkia Kyogre deck's going to pop up. I guarantee you. Because I'm pretty sure that deck originated from Japan. This is kind of what Palkia Ice Rider looks like post-row. Yeah, playing the Barrel engine seems pretty accurate. Not sure you need the Suicune and the Starmie. I guess Starmie could be okay, actually. The one thing I like about the Ice Rider in the Palkia deck is it actually fixes your matchup against Lightning. Because, like, if you're playing Palkia by itself, or even with, like, the Kyogre, you still kind of lose to, like, Lightning decks. So, like, the Ice Rider fixes the matchup against Lightning, and you can actually use Ice Rider to knock out, like, Raichus and Miraidons and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Or Miraidons, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of neat. Yeah, I think Palkia Ice Rider is pretty optimal. This one using the Gardevoir engine over the Barrel engine. Don't hate that either. Quaxley's in the deck. Yeah, the Gardevoir engine seems kind of cool. All right, do we have any other Palkia lists that aren't using Ice Rider? Yeah, Palkia Kyurem. So this is where Kyurem Palkia is going to stand. It does lose Guru and Net, which are pretty big losses for the deck, but still kind of does a lot of things. Being able to Star Portal onto a Kyurem is still kind of insane. Like, you can probably just play, like, a Palkia deck and just have that big Kyurem. I feel like, though, if you're going to play Kyurem, you might as well just play Ice Rider, though. So, I don't know. I'm not, like, sold on that. I don't know. Could be cool. There's no E-turn in this list. This one's got the River Room, which is kind of cool. There we go. Yeah, what'd I tell you? I told you the Kyogre deck was going to pop up. I just did a video on this on the main channel. But I really like it. Kyogre Palkia, really spicy deck using the Gardevoir engine. Kind of playing like a pseudo Lost Box deck where you kind of use that late game Kyogre to drop like a huge nuke on your opponent at the end of the game. So, yeah. And I told you, it kind of originated from Japan. Got another list here. Another Kyogre. A lot of Kyogre lists. Holy moly. A lot of Kyogre Palkia lists. They kind of all look the same though, with like the Klefki and stuff. Not really much the deck can do different than other decks, obviously. Just kind of keeps it very straightforward. But yeah, Palkia with Ice Rider, I do like. I think that actually would make, like, I guess Kyurem is good too, but like, I think Ice Rider is more low maintenance because you also use it with Melanie and Kyurem. You get like one big attack off and you get the like Underworld Door. Like Ice Rider. They're all going to be playing Palkia. We're going to skim. Oh, yeah, no. Arceus Ice Rider. All right. I mean, that never really saw play even now, and it could have, so I don't know if it will see play then. Could, though. You never know. Got another Arceus Ice Rider deck. Interesting. Arceus Ice Rider. We got the Ice Rider Palkia deck we already looked at. Is there any other way to play Ice Rider? What about Ice Rider by itself? That's kind of what I'm looking for here. Is there any Ice Rider decks by itself? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just all like the Palkia Ice Rider. Yeah, there we go. Ice Rider by itself with the Curliez. I wonder if you could maybe utilize Gardevoir in the deck. I actually like this build, using Empoleon and Klefki to slow down Lost Box. Like, Ice Rider by itself could genuinely just play, like, three Empoleons or something, and just, like, you kind of just use the deck how it is. I think you should play Gardevoir in this deck, because you can also utilize the Radiant Greninja. I actually like that. Like, Ice Rider by itself with Gardevoir doesn't even seem like a bad deck idea, because you can just use Empoleons for a Lost Box. All right, we got Kyurem decks here. I mean, it's all going to be like Kyurem Palkia, no doubt. We'll see if there's any E-turns on any of the lists. Yeah, Kyurem with Palkia. Yeah, Kyurem Arceus. That seems alright, with the Vulpix even, too, to help out a little bit, too. I don't hate that either. Yeah, the Vulpix kind of helps a little bit. I like that idea. Right, yeah, a lot of Arceus. Yeah, just Arceus, Ice Rider, Kyurem. Darkrai. Now, Darkrai's going to love attention, because it does do a good job at beating Gardevoir, and also can beat, like, Mew and stuff. So, yeah, we just got the Turbo Dark list using the Galarian Weezing. We got the straight Turbo Dark list, just 4/4 Darkrai, bunch of Moltres. Yeah, more straightforward Darkrai lists here. Yeah, just kind of like, it's already going to be like, Darkrai doesn't really do anything different than what it does right now. It's just kind of, you just pop up. I really like this idea. Darkrai with that new, the draw engine where you can discard the energy and drop to 6 cards. That's honestly probably going to be a really good card to play with Darkrai, because it not only is it going to allow you to like fuel well with Moltres, it also lets you set up really well with sets you up energy for Dark Patch and stuff. I really like the idea of playing this card in that Darkrai deck. Maybe even over Radiant Greninja, because I think you still want to play the Moltres. Yeah, both Moltres. You still want to play both Moltres. So, kind of like that. And you can also play Judge in the deck, too. If you want to play a little bit more of a Disruption-heavy build, help the Lost Box matchup. Doesn't seem bad to have, like, Judge in the deck, because this card's fine with Judge. You just judge yourself to 4, discard an energy, draw 3 cards, whatever. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, Turbo Darkrai looking good. Again, it just kind of beats down Gardevoir pretty well, and it's not bad. I guess Skysteel could make a difference, but with the Moltres, you don't have to worry about Skysteel as much, because you can just win the game by attacking with Moltres, too, even against Gardevoir. Samurott. I don't know, Samurott's kind of weird, bro. It loses Galarian Goon. I mean, it gets Hawlucha, I guess. Got Arceus, Sammy. You got Sammy, Samurott, and then you got it with the Moltres in the deck. I guess, like, Hawlucha kind of makes Samurott better. I'm not sold on it. I just think Darkrai's better, but, yeah, I don't know. Samurott's kind of cool. I guess sometimes you can take, like, you can take knockouts with that V-Star power, so I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. I gotta see this. Please tell me it's Arceus Drapion. I hyped that deck up. No, it's not Arceus Drapion. Drapion Lost Box. Now, that's the spice. I kind of like it. I mean, you got the Drapion, so, I mean, you kind of just have a good attacker against, like, Gardevoir. Tell me there's an Arceus Drapion deck. I hyped that deck up in my tier list. No, there's no Arceus Drapion, bro. No. Where's the Arc Drapion at? Dang it. I mean, spicy deck, but bro, where's the Arceus Drapion? Dialga. All right, it's gonna be Lost Dialga, because obviously it's gotta be, right? Metal Saucer rotates. Okay, no, Magnezone Dialga. Ooh, I like that. Using Miraidon to actually grab Magnemites. Very good idea. Very good idea. I mean, yeah, Dialga with Magnezone is probably the optimal way to play it going forward. Using Magnezone, you even have like, yeah, this deck actually doesn't look bad, because, like, 20 energy, you have that new draw support Pokemon, 20 energy with Adamant. I actually really like this. What the heck? I actually really like the idea of playing this with, like, a ton of energy. I rate it. The Miraidon, all these Dialga lists are playing it, too. That is such a good idea. Giving you 2 Magnemites in play. That is... I love it. All right. Yeah, because Dialga VSTAR theoretically is still an insane card, and you're going to win a lot of games if you pull off a quick Star Chronos. So, yeah, having, I guess, like, 20 energy with, like, Magnezone and Adamant probably makes it easy to pull off those attacks out of nowhere, so... Yeah, I rate those lists. No Lost Dialga, which is... I'm surprised we didn't see a single Lost Dialga, because you can still use Mirage Gate. You don't have to use Metal Saucer. So I'm surprised not to see any Lost Zone Dialga. All right, we got Goodra lists. We're looking at Goodra. Yeah, we got Lost Goodra here. Lost Goodra again. Are we going to see anything else? Got Lost Goodra with Vulpix. Duraludon Goodra. That's got to be a meme, surely. Surely that's got to be a meme. I mean, I don't hate it. Goodra actually doesn't seem like a bad deck in the format. I don't think you need Duraludon, though. Ooh, Quad Goodra. Kind of like that, too. Pretty spicy. We got another build of Goodra there. Interesting. Only one Goodra list, and it was using Duraludon. See, I don't think you should play Duraludon in the deck. I think you're probably... I guess the idea is you just kind of auto-win Lugia. So, yeah, I guess if you're scared of Lugia, 1-1 Duraludon wouldn't hurt. If you start it, though, you're kind of screwed. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I got Rayquaza VMAX. Ooh, Rayquaza. I guess Miraidon? Not, bro, I didn't even play Miraidon. It's Arcray. Yo, tell me there's a list using Miraidon. All right, there we go. I was going to say. You probably want to play the Miraidon to be able to get Flaffies. This one's using Arceus, Miraidon, and Rayquaza. I don't hate that either. Ooh, a Fire build. That is spicy, too. And they're all using Arceus, which I guess makes sense, because you can just Arceus to the Rayquaza to build it up instead of, like, relying on Flaffy. I don't hate it, I guess. All right, there we go. Ooh, a Rapid Strike Rayquaza deck. Boost Shake, Force Seal Stone, Medicham, Zeraora. Alright, it's spicy. Hold up, let him cook. Let him cook, let him cook. Zapdos. Ooh, this build I like here. This is like a straightforward build. Zapdos kind of cool for the Arceus matchup, I guess. And I guess it helps a little bit against Lightning, but Lightning doesn't play that many Vs, because unless it's a Regieleki. I guess this Zapdos actually really good against Regieleki, I guess. If you're playing against Regieleki VMAX builds of Lightning Box, you have the Zapdos for it, which is kind of neat. Lugia adapts. All right, I got to see this. I got to see how Lugia adapts. I'm actually very curious. Yeah, as I figured, single strike Lugia was going to be good. Yep. And then we got more single strike Lugia. Actually playing Luxray in the deck. 2 Luxrays, too. Interesting. Almost said Lost Lugia. We see Lugia single strike with actually just Umbreon. So just playing a Gust heavy build. It's interesting. Another Umbreon. More, oh my god, there's a lot of Umbreon builds, jeez. Yo, the Deoxys build, using that scroll, do 300 damage. Actually, I'm working on maybe getting a video out on this combo, by the way. Just keep your eye on the channel for that. Another Deoxys build. Tyranitar and Deoxys. Cool, cool. Lugia with the, oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Because I think that thing does more damage for each one you have on your bench, and I guess you can build it up with Lugia. I don't know. Don't hate this idea. Is it a meme? It might be. Interesting. Now, this is a teched out Lugia deck. Golurk, Tyranitar, Stonedrinner, Entei, Yveltal, and a Jirachi, bro. They got everything in the deck. Wow. Spicy, spicy, spicy stuff. All right. I rate it. Yeah, it's all single strike Lugia. Wow, there's like no... Ooh, yeah, Meloetta Lugia. That's a dirty combo, by the way. Wow, so there wasn't any, like, normal... Like, I was expecting to see, like, a couple, like, just straightforward Lugia decks, but no, it's all, like, single strike Lugia. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to see some more, like, a Rapid Strike Lugia even might not be terrible. I'm surprised it's, like, just... I guess single strike is, like, the optimal way to play it. I don't know, I'm just surprised to not see, like, any other build of Lugia. We got Zoroark here. Right off the bat, we see Zoroark with Gardevoir. I wonder if that's actually optimal, because I guess, like, the problem with Zoroark is that new healing item card is going to body Zoroark. Zoroark ever becomes popular, you play that healing card that heals all Pokemon. I guess the Gardevoir makes it less awkward, I guess. I mean, I don't hate it. A lot of Gardevoir Zoroark decks. Then there's a straightforward Zoroark deck. Straightforward Zoroark again. Another straightforward... Oh, this Zoroark deck doesn't play Klefki, though. I feel like Zoroark should play Klefki. I guess Dianchi's good, but you should also play Klefki in the deck as a way to pivot into Klefki. Really good in his Lost Box, which is a bad matchup for Zoroark. Maybe not for Zoroark Gardevoir, though, but... Yeah, none of them are playing Klefki. Interesting. You'd expect Klefki to be in those decks. I think we got an Arceus list here. Let's see, we got Arceus. Now, Arceus Moltres with the Gardevoir Gallade engine. I actually really like this. This kind of reminds me of Arc Intel with the Moltres from back in the day. And I guess it's kind of the same vibe, where it's like, you go Arceus early on, and you have that late game Moltres, which is really good against Gardevoir and Mew. So, I really like this idea of playing, kind of going back to like that old-fashioned Arceus Galarian Moltres build. I really like that idea. Really, really like that. This Arceus build here, just no Moltres. I think the Moltres is probably a bit more optimal than, because they're trying to kind of remake Arc Intel, kind of like Arc Intel remade with like the Gallade and stuff. So I don't hate it. I like the Moltres though. I think if you're gonna play like this like Arc Intel Gallade Curlia deck, you should probably play the Moltres package just to help against Gardevoir. Here's the Lost Zone decks. I know y'all are looking. We've looked at some wacky Lost Zone decks, but we got some more wacky ones here. Lost Zone with the Bayonet. I think Lost Zard, yeah, it was Sableye Cramzard with Bayonet. I've tested actually on even the stream, which it doesn't even seem like a bad deck at all. It seems to be the one that's doing the best. A lot of people are really hyping it up because it's like, it's the fastest way to play the deck. Mirage Gate is still like a good engine, but like this build is just more fast and like more straightforward, which I think a lot of people are kind of gravitating towards, as you can see here. So yeah, definitely don't hate it. There's Hawlucha. Yeah, Hawlucha's is broken with Sableye. So Sableye, like we all thought Sableye was getting nerfed. The fact is, you can still get fast Lost Zone set up, and like Sableye, like with Hawlucha, is just dirty. The fact that net rotated makes it really hard to play around Sableye. Actually, you can't just net something. Like, if you bench a low HP Pokemon, you have to keep it in play because you can't Sableye. You'd get Sableyed. So pretty toxic. Sableye's still kind of a broken card. Got some fire decks here. It looks like. I think we've already looked at this list here. Yeah, this one utilizing Suicune and Delphox. Interesting. Interesting archetype there. Kind of like just like a Firebox deck. Yo, Glaceon VSTAR 2? Alright, yo, they're whipping out all the spice today. Not gonna lie, I kind of forget what that ability does. Like, I forget what this card does. I apologize. We got Graveyard decks here. Seems decent as, like, Gardevoir. It does, like, a bunch more damage, I think, for each, like, Psychic Pokemon discard pile. And you can kind of just, like, take advantage of that with, like, the Guardian Engine. Because they're already playing a ton of Psychic Pokemon, like Gallade and stuff, and Curlia and Ralts and everything. So, yeah, you can kind of see it's the way it goes. A lot of these lists are just kind of playing all that, yeah. All using the Guardian Engine, which makes sense, right? It makes sense. You can Gardevoir Engine, build up your stuff that way. Yeah, it makes sense. You're already playing a ton of Psychic Pokemon. Annihilape. See, I got high hopes for Annihilape. I actually don't hate Annihilape. Lost Zone Annihilape is a cool archetype. I mean, the Lost Zone engine with Stage 2s isn't great. Lost little monkey, lol. Lost Zone engines aren't, like, terrible with Stage 2s, because it's actually not hard to get rare candy off. Like, Color's actually a really good card and to find rare candies, so I don't hate it. It's the only Annihilape list. Okay, interesting. I like it. I guess it's kind of like Sableye Cramzard. Maybe technically worse, because, I mean, Charizard might be better as a late game attacker. Alright, we got Wugtrio. Wugtrio. Actually, so when I did my, like, looking at the card in the set list video, I actually didn't get to really look at Wugtrio in its full glory, because actually, basically, it was, like, spelled wrong on Pokebeach. It's supposed to actually flip a coin for each heads you mill 3, so if you get 3 heads, I think you're milling 9 cards, which is insane. So yeah, Wugtrio Cherim, I rate it. I'm excited to try this card. If it actually does flip a coin and you mill 3 for each heads, that's just insane. Interesting, we got a Braixen deck here. Interesting. Braixen Delphox with the Guardian Engine. I like it. I don't hate it. It's the only list too, but I like the idea. Delphox, again, might be okay. Being able to do a lot of damage energy in play doesn't seem terrible in our current format. We got another Lightning Box deck here using Tapu Koko V. I think these lists are all winning decks, right? They're all winning lists, and that's it. That's the end of the list. It looks like. So actually, surprisingly, we don't see any Mew decks here on the list of decks, which is really, really interesting. We also don't see any other Lost Zone decks apart from like the Sableye Cramzard. I mean, we saw some Lost Zone decks, but not like the ones we already have in our format, other than Sableye Cramzard, like Lost Zone Gyarados. Now that's spicy. But there you have it. That are some of the early lists from Japan in the post-roll format. Again, I will leave a link down to the website down below if you all want to go check it out yourselves and go give the list a watch yourself, because there's a lot of really cool lists that were utilized, and I'm excited to try out some of these decks when they come out in Scarlet Violet, which is unfortunately still a ways away. But it's nice to kind of get an early look at what Japan's metagame looks like and kind of what decks are doing well and how people are adapting to the format over there. So I'm excited to see it all come together. And we're going to see even more decks as time goes on, so definitely we'll see kind of the format evolve more in Japan. But if y'all enjoyed the video here on the second channel, leave a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below to the second channel as always, and I will catch you on another video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.